From this height, Oliver's Castle, one of the most often debated observations, was made early one morning in 1996. A young man who had spent the night here and had brought a video camera with him was woken during early dawn by a humming sound.
Here I'm standing at Oliver's Castle at precisely the same spot as John Whaley was standing in August 1996, when he supposedly, for the first time in history, managed to film the creation of a crop circle.
That the crop circle was not here on the previous day but had appeared on the following morning was a fact. That John Whaley was here at dawn could be confirmed by a military patrol that happened to be jogging by at the time. John went to the local pub later that same day and showed his film to the people there. Even so, many believe that he had managed to manipulate the film with computer animation in the meantime, something that computer animation experts doubt. To overlay a perfect animation over a handheld, unstable film would need several days of work using the computer equipment of that time. Even today, the film is still a great mystery, and John has gone underground due to the intense interest that his film created.
You're about to hear the hypnosis tapes of Barry and Barney Hill. Barry and Barney were married, they were an interracial couple in 1961. They were very prominent in their community. They were leaders, they were loving, and they were awesome people. Although in 1961, as they drove back from their honeymoon, this would be a day that they would never forget.
Betty called my attention to an object or a star that she had been watching. This star seemed to be getting larger and brighter.
As the star began to grow and get brighter, they noticed it was moving towards them. It was at this point that their curiosity just completely took over and they pulled over. They had a pair of binoculars, so they used those to get a closer look.
And surprisingly, this, what I thought was a satellite, began coming in my direction at a very rapid rate of speed. This caused me to become quite alarmed, and I told my wife, well, apparently it is not a satellite, and they obviously are looking at us, and I felt uncomfortable to see this come in our direction. So I returned to the car, drove down the highway.
At this point, they are in full panic. They can sense that this object is aware of them. As they are driving, Betty looks out the window and she notices that it is following them. It was rising and falling over the tree lines and zigzagging over the road. This went on for 30 minutes as their panic began to grow and grow. Barry's logical mind assumed,
The military pilots, they could obviously see, I thought they were playing a game with us out there.
the way that this object moved was so fast and bizarre. It completely dumbfounded the couple. The UFO stops in front of their car and they step out. Next thing they know, they are driving home. There's a huge gap of time that is missing, and we can understand the story with their hypnosis session. So I'm giving you a warning right now. I've compiled the clips, and now we are going to know the full story. I will also provide some picture evidence.
The captain, what is he? Just keep looking and stay there. And just keep looking. Just keep looking. Oh, I gotta pull these binoculars away from my eyes.
Did you hear him tell you this?
Oh, no, he didn't say it.
You felt he said it.
I know.
You know he
Just
did.
there. Just stay there, he's saying to me.
Right.
I'll dig in my head. Just
All
don't
right.
pull the binoculars away. God, give me strength. Pull them down. Run! Pull these binoculars down and run. God! If there's a God, give me strength. I gotta get away. Oh! Baby!
Calm down.
I'm driving. I gotta get away.
This creature was staring at Barney and speaking to him telepathically. He would say just how terrified he was of looking in those eyes. He would repeatedly say that it is inside his mind. From there, Barney and Betty were escorted inside of the craft, and it was here where the beings performed experiments.
I don't want to be operated on. And I was lying on my stomach. Did not dare open my eyes. I thought, are they putting a cup around my private parts?
Now, I've just been playing hypnosis clips from Barney, but I want you to hear this one from Barry. Warning, because this one is quite disturbing.
There's a whole cluster of needles. The needle has a wire on my back. The examiner has a long needle. It's bigger than any needle I've ever seen. He just wants to put it in my navel. It's just a simple test. I don't know it will hurt. Don't do it. Don't do anything for me. Put to my navel. I'm crying and I tell him it's hurting, it's hurting, it's hurting. Take it out. And then the leader, his hand, runs his hand in front of my eyes. And he says, I'll be alright. And all the pain goes away.
This is Barry's real dress, the one she got abducted in. She has the tears that she recounted in her hypnosis, and she also had an unknown liquid on the dress where she said that the needle was inserted. Not only that, but they discovered their car had these strange circles all over it. Now, there are pictures of this, but they have been completely wiped off the internet. Whenever the UFO shut their car down, they had recalled that the car was vibrating and resonating like a tuning fork. And we assume that this is when those circles formed on the back of the car. These hypnosis tapes bring a tear to your eye. It is difficult to listen to the trauma that they experienced. Of course, the couple were heavily interrogated and deeply ridiculed by the community. At first, this would be kept private, but eventually everything became public and it became world news. We can be thankful that it did so we can know their story, because otherwise this would have been pushed under the rug. This incident left both Barry and Barney with severe PTSD, because, I mean, it's basically just being kidnapped. I mean, they were completely powerless. And there is much more to this story, but I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to cut it off here.
This is why you should be careful when buying antique dolls. User Zombie660 recorded a horrifying video while she was playing a cup game with her family. What she saw that night was so unsettling that it left her worried for her safety and looking for answers. In the video, everything begins fairly normal until something behind her smiles for the camera. What looks like a small doll seemingly pops up for the camera, as if it's sitting upright on its own. She explains that as soon as she noticed the doll watching her in the video, she immediately locked it away. He visited his son, even in the afterlife. A mother who recently lost her husband was with her son at home one day. When she noticed, her baby began to recognize someone standing by his bedside.
Who is it? Who is it?
As she asks him, who is he looking at? He points at a picture of his father.
Who's that? Who's up there? Who is it? Who is it? Who? Who is it?
The mother believes this is the spirit of her husband looking over his son from the other side.
No one has ever solved this mystery to this day. In 1947, an American ship picked up a distress signal from an unidentified vessel. The first transmission was all officers, including the captain, are dead. The next transmission was the whole crew is dead, and the last one was I died. After that, it went silent. So the Americans trace the signal, and it's a ship that is drifting off in the middle of the Indian Ocean. They assemble a rescue team and go to board the ship. Once on board, they find that every single crew member has died in the exact same position. They have a look of terror on their face, and they all have their arms up as if they're trying to shield themselves from something. Not only that, but all bodies on the ship were decomposing at an extremely rapid rate. And although it was around 100 degrees outside, the ship was 40 degrees. The Americans decide the best thing to do is just tow the ship in for evidence. After they tied the line, smoke started to billow from inside of the vessel. The Americans all ran and jumped overboard. And then the ghost ship exploded so powerfully that it sent it flying into the air. And as soon as it hit the water, it sank, erasing all of the evidence.
And then he said that his back was burning, and as a joke I was like, oh, imagine if you had scratch marks. And then he had them, and in the video you obviously can see there was no one near him. No one was near him. I just walked up to him. It was, like, you could feel the scratch marks, like they were hard scratch marks.
I was walking back out of the room, another 3 appeared.
Yeah.
Now Elsa further adds that the house was built in the 1800s, and the key to this room had mysteriously appeared out of nowhere. It was lying about in one of the rooms, as though someone or something had placed it there for somebody to find. Curiosity got the best of them, and so they decided to try this key on the door that's been locked for years. It's unknown how Elsa's friend got those scratch marks, but if there's one thing that most viewers agree on, it's that this room should be locked up forever, as something about it just doesn't seem right. As always, let me know your thoughts on this one.
And they take a bath here, and they like Justin Bieber, and he uses a bath as a swimming pool. However, my daughters have been telling me that he moves by himself. They've told me this enough times that I'm gonna do an experiment and see if this is true. Last night my daughter was taking a bath in here, she was waiting to take a bath. I was filling up bath with water, and she started screaming, saying Justin Bieber was moving. So I'm going to do an experiment. Recreate the event. Placing Justin Bieber, as you can see, he's a normal Justin Bieber. There's nothing funny. There's no attachments. There's nothing. There's nothing hidden in the bathtub. Normal bathtub actually needs to be cleaned a little bit. Bathroom, normal bathroom. Nothing funky going on here. What I'm going to do is put Justin Bieber down. My daughter's getting ready for the bath. They're using the toilet or whatever. Put Justin Bieber down where he likes to. Turn the water. Get his bath ready. Just like last night. I'm going to put the camera down. and try to get Justin Bieber in focus. Can't see him there. Put this camera here. Oops. Let's see if we get any weird Justin Bieber possession activity. I'm gonna leave the room, close the door. Never happened to me with seeing presents, so we shall see and put the rest whether my daughter's going or not. Alright, I'll close the door and leave it a couple minutes to go, see if Justin Bieber moves.
This is Snoopy Team Leader on board USS Russell in position 3217 North, 11957 West, operating in SoCal hop area. With course 270 true, speeds 59, at time 0424 Zulu. We have visual of 4 probable unidentified drones with course unknown and speed unknown. Contacts are operating at a range of 1,000 yards and holding. Tail numbers are unknown.
Captando un ovni en vivo. Hasta hay tráfico, porque todos quieren tomar fotos.
La policía.
¿La policía? fuck is that, man? They're super getting invaded by aliens, dude. Why is it going there?
Oh, Dixon, oh! Something happened over there. I'm telling you, Teresa. Oh. What's that? What's that? Görüyor musun nasıl bir götürüyor? Vallahi yine yakaladım. Vallahi yine yakaladım. Ağır gidiyor. Ağır gidiyor. Ağır gidiyor. Tut sabit. Aynı yerde. Aha. Yine buldum ben. Yine buldum.
Popular Snapchat livestream ghost hunter Hassan Barbar is exploring a long-abandoned residence in Jordan. Locals claim that the house was once owned by a wicked man named Romani, who lived there with his servants. It is said that the man's ghost now haunts the house as an evil spirit, along with the cursed souls of his servants. One of these servants is said to appear as a dark, faceless shape that resembles a young woman. When entering the abandoned old house, Hassan begins to hear strange sounds and lets his livestream viewers know that he believes that the spirit already knows he's there.
خايف يجيني الزلمة أو يكون هون موجود. ما بعرف. اسمع في صوت. اسمع. والله العظيم في صوت يا اخوان. والله بجد يا اخوان موقع مش عارف. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم.
Hassan hears the chilling voice of a woman from somewhere within the empty house. Then, a kitchen cabinet slams shut. But, it gets worse.
والله العظيم يا اخوان طلع صوت. شو هذا اللي فوق؟ وحياة الله في اشي غريب في المكان يا اخوان. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. انا خايف ان شاء الله ما يكونوا ينزلوا مخبطين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الباب سكر.
The same kitchen cabinet moves right in front of him, and a sliding door seems to have shut on its own. Hassan gets an unexplained headache and decides to take a break outside. But when he returns, things get even creepier.
اخوان انا طلعت برا شوي انه راسي كثير وجعني والله العظيم، خاصة المكان هون هذا. بسم الله. في حد هون؟ طب هون شوفي اخوان والله في اشي وحياة الله. شوف طب ليكون هاي عكسي. هي والله العظيم انه في اشي موقف جوا يا اخوان وحياة الله. اسمعوا انا بقولكم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والله العظيم انه انا انجنيت من الغرفة هاي. بسم الله. بدي احكي لكم تحت نشوف كمان مرة يا اخوان اذا في اشي. هاي انا يا اخوان والله العظيم انه في اشي جوا. هي والله العظيم انه في اشي. نرجع نعمل هيك. بسم الله. نرجع هيك. اخوان انا انهبلت من هاي وحياة الله انهبلت.
The terrifying figure of a woman dressed in black can be seen on the other side of a glass window. But when Hassan quickly checks the area, no one there. The mysterious woman seems to disappear into thin air. So who or what do you think this woman could be? Is it an angry spirit? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide.
What you see? And where are they at? Ceiling? I don't see anything, Mom. I don't see anything. You see them? I don't see anything. Are they making you happy? Yeah? Well, that's good. How many? Four?
The dark web's scariest video yet. These two friends had the bad idea of visiting an abandoned school. After passing through the creaky, rusty door of the establishment, music starts to play.
Oh, yeah. That's freaking freaky, dude. Holy crap.
But it's not over yet. Even after hearing the music, these guys have decided to move towards the music, and something scary is about to attack them.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
The saddest part of this story is that we haven't even heard from these two guys because this video was posted anonymously on the dark web. But if you ask me, I doubt these two guys are still with us.
Bathroom comes out what appears to be a dark, shapeless figure. It seems to dart across the floor before disappearing from sight. James believes that this may have been the apparition that was being picked up earlier by the camera. He also thinks that this mysterious figure might be attached to the doll. Ever since then, he's been filming more at night. Little does he know that he'd be capturing something way more terrifying than this. James is sleeping in his room upstairs when the following happens. On camera, the doll moves on its own. It appears to move for just a few seconds before abruptly stopping. Feeling very unsettled, James posts the footage online to see if anyone could explain this video. It's not sure if he'll continue to hold on to this doll based on what occurred, but it might be best if he keeps it locked up inside this room, as an occurrence like this definitely warrants it.
Oh my god! Oh
when you
my
buy a haunted house.
Pass interference. What are you doing on my phone? I'm just checking out your apps. Really? That's why you're holding the phone like that? You better not be recording. In fact, you know what? I want you to be recording this because this beatdown needs to be documented. I don't know why. Oh my god. Your cabinet just opened by itself. What? Oh my god. Your cabinet just opened by itself. I just watched your cabinet open. That was already like that. No, I watched your cabinet open just now. Oh my gosh, I promise you. Open by itself? Yes, I promise you. Really? Oh, so what, we got a ghost up in here? Is that it? Oh, you in the wrong house, dude. Why don't you show yourself? God. You want to see me in some bad? You come on and bring it. Oh my gosh. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
There's a cave in China where hundreds of coffins were found. Rumors say that vampire ancestors are in a deep sleep, and if you open the coffins, you'll break the curse and awaken the dead. But this isn't actually the case, and the real reason why those coffins are there might surprise you. You see, in ancient times, people that lived in the city of Anshun, China, moved over into the mountainy regions in order to avoid war. Their beliefs were that by placing a coffin high up in a mountain, it would be closer to heaven. Then by letting the wooden coffins rot away, the souls would successfully cross over.
The footage is from a small tech company's server room. The past 2 weeks, several laptops have been found broken on the floor, yet no one is there when it happens, so they decided to set up cameras to put an end to it. Here is what they caught.
This is why you should always look into the history of a house. A real estate agent by the name Santiago uploaded a disturbing video onto his YouTube page, unlike any of his usual house tours. In the video, Santiago explains that a family had suddenly abandoned one of his properties overnight due to a series of unexplained events. Since the house is Santiago's responsibility to make sure it's looked after, despite his fear of what could be waiting for him in that house, he goes inside. While exploring the living room, Santiago explains that he can smell a foul odor of something decomposing despite the house being practically brand new. He also mentions that the family complained of a strange infestation of flies and other bugs upon moving into the house. As Santiago explores the house, he finds upside down crosses and scratch marks on the walls. Hidden within the wardrobe is a secret door which leads to all of the rooms in the house. But as Santiago is making his way out, this happens. A chair in the living room rocks back and forth on its own.
Nigga, fuck is that? Bro, what the fuck?
Look, nothing in the sky at all. Then all of a sudden, bam! What is that? Anybody tell me what that is? We're in the middle of the ocean. On a ferry. Nothing around. Look. Nothing around. No land, no nothing.
Grush says shortly after the dawn of the atomic age, another major crash recovery took place. You've probably heard of it.
What can you tell me about the Roswell craft?
Fortunately, those details were not approved for me to talk about right now.
This much we know. In 1947, an object crashed in the New Mexico desert near the town of Roswell. The Air Force recovered material described as metallic and rubbery, though the government changed its story as to what it was, calling it a flying disc at first, then a weather or spy balloon.
It just read ridiculous to me that the US Air Force had changed its story.
Yeah, and they added additional elements over time and tried to conflate additional programs to explain some of the events. Yeah.
It is a matter of public record. Multiple witnesses say there were bodies recovered from the Roswell craft.
I think you might want to trust some of these witnesses.
Just saw a tweet about mysterious stone structures in the middle of a forest in New Zealand that the government have redacted the information about for 70 years. I was like, that can't be true. Let me research that. Yeah, it's true. So in the Waipua forest of New Zealand, probably not saying that right, they found these amazing stone structures, man-made, in the middle of the forest. Obviously everything's overgrown around it. They think that the forest probably wasn't there when this was originally built. It is super old. Like, you got trees growing on top of it now. Kind of reminds me of like Cambodia. Now, this isn't a new discovery. I think they found it in like 1988. However, the information about the site and the dating, it's all been redacted. It's not disclosed to the public, and the file has been sealed until 2063, which is such a weird move. See, it says that they're restricted until 2063. Now, obviously this is going to make conspiracy theorists go wild, but I just want to know why. Is it very common for archaeological sites to be restricted for 70 years after the fact? I can't think of why they would do that. Do you know? Some people speculate the site could be Maori, but weirdly, this forest is on public land and the government have done nothing to protect it, which is weird considering they do a lot of protection for their indigenous culture in New Zealand. So if it's not Maori, who is it?
Come tumbling down. Paranormal investigators Jordan and Johnny from the YouTube channel Paranormies are back on a new investigation that brings them to an old abandoned train station in Piney, Manitoba, Canada. The Piney train station was closed in the 1960s. In the 1980s, a tormented local man named Dennis drank himself to death in the abandoned Piney train station. Locals believe that his spirit haunts the station to this day. People have seen unexplained shadows in the windows of the train station, and curious explorers who dared to go inside would feel a presence watching them. The Paranormies, Jordan and Johnny, set out to investigate whether the stories are true. Once inside the Piney train station, the two friends realize just how badly decayed the building is. The roof actually seems like it's about to collapse.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Is that upstairs? No, that's outside.
Holy man, it sounded like a piece of the house just busted off.
What? That might have been it, because look at the roof.
Was that a piece of the house or was that you?
Jordan and Johnny aren't sure whether they just captured something paranormal or something might have fallen from the ceiling. But the longer they're inside, the stranger the unexplained sounds become.
Holy
Sound like glass shattering.
This time the Paranormies team hears the sound of glass shattering somewhere inside the old train station. But again, they can't quite place where the crash came from. But the next sound they hear is even creepier.
She was saying he's so emotional.
That's footsteps. Matter. That's footsteps. Go.
Hang on.
This thing is going off right now.
Dennis!
That's loud, dude.
I'm going up.
Jordan and Johnny hear footsteps coming from right above them on the second floor. However, when they go up to investigate, there's no one there. But the two explorers do find the source of one sound they hear, and it is absolutely terrifying.
All the people that are coming through this place. React.
What's that?
React.
How's that?
What is that, man? Dude. Hang on.
Is that,
Dude, what the fuck is that?
And it just stops.
The lock on the door is eerily shaking back and forth on its own. When the investigators get close to the door, the fast-paced rattling mysteriously just stops. Jordan and Johnny decide to do a sensory deprivation session. Jordan covers his eyes and puts headphones in his ears so that the only thing he hears are the answers coming through their spirit box. Meanwhile, Johnny asks questions to the spirit of Dennis that might be haunting the abandoned train station. They get some strange answers. But then, something even more shocking happens.
Shit.
Here.
That was you? You're here? If you can make that noise again.
I heard K2.
If you can make that noise again, I'll check the K2. If you can make that noise again, let us know.
In here.
We'll come over there.
Sweep. What?
There's a noise over there. Oh my god.
Did you see it? The bizarre silhouette of what looks like the upper half of a person can be seen slowly forming in the hallway. When Jordan shines his flashlight on the eerie figure, it disappears. Eventually, the guys decide to set up a Ouija board to communicate with the spirit. It did not go well.
My hands and knees are just shaking.
Did you move? It looks like it's crooked.
Really? No, it's still right over top.
It's right over T, but I thought it was straighter before.
What was that? The light just died?
Or a light just died.
Was that you, Dennis? The thing was fully charged.
Might be using the energy. Oh, dude, get out, get out.
It sounded like everything was falling apart.
Holy.
The light on their camera dies even though the battery is fully charged. And then the guys have to make a run for it as the station suddenly starts to fall apart all around them. They grab their camera, leave the Ouija board, and just get out of there. So did the Paranormies capture supernatural evidence that proves that the Piney train station is haunted? Did they capture the ghost of Dennis's lingering soul on camera? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? As always, you decide. You can watch this full investigation and many more creepy videos over on the YouTube channel, Paranormies.
Uploaded to YouTube by user NSNiz6, this video depicts a man searching through an abandoned building in Saudi Arabia. Walking through the abandoned site, it becomes clear very quickly that something's off within the building. Eerie and empty, the old Secretariat building seems just like the place one would expect to see a series of jinn sightings. Frequently scared by odd occurrences happening around him, it seems there's a malevolent spirit in the building following the man around. Odd banging sounds are heard until the very end of the video, when a spirit or possible jinn appears to guide the man to a specific room by opening a door for him. Saying what sounds like a prayer to drive away the jinn, the man enters the room only to be frightened by a banging box nearby. Finally making his way outside, the camera points to an open window near the top of the building. The shutters of the window appear to open and close, swinging back and forth, either by themselves or with the help of the jinn tormenting the man behind the camera. 30-year-old Essie Dunbar had suffered from epilepsy for much of her life. In 1915, she had an attack bad enough for a doctor to be called. When the doctor arrived, he declared that Essie had died. The parishioners decided to wait until the following morning to bury Essie so that her sister, who lived in a neighbouring town, would be able to attend. They gave Essie a long funeral, but her sister still didn't make it in time. When the sister finally arrived, she demanded that the grave be dug up so she could take one final look at her sister. The ministers agreed and the grave was exhumed. When the coffin was unsealed, those watching were shocked when Essie sat up and smiled at her sister. The 3 attending ministers were so startled they fell into the open grave, one breaking a rib. The other mourners fled in a fit of hysteria, believing Essie to be a ghost. Essie lived for another 47 years, but the locals never quite trusted her after the incident. Some believed that she was a zombie that had returned from death. This bizarre video was uploaded to S. Koss's YouTube channel in December 2014. It appears to be an excerpt taken from a security camera captured in an unknown location. At first, several orb-like objects go speeding by the camera. And while these could easily be dismissed as insects, it's what the camera captures next that is truly strange. Several white figures begin running along the outside of the fence. Then suddenly, a few of the figures leap over the fence and land motionless on the ground. Some viewers have suggested that the strange shapes are actually deer. However, the way they land after jumping the fence seems to rule this theory out. They appear still and lifeless, almost as if they've deflated. Just when you think that the video couldn't get any weirder, a long trail of light appears at the top of the screen. This is truly one of the more bizarre videos we've ever seen. Could it be possible that the mysterious white figures are ghosts or some other type of supernatural entities? If anyone can shed any light on this video, I'd love to hear what you think in the comments section below. On the YouTube channel Oxlack Researcher, viewers are regularly treated to bizarre videos of creepy occurrences. This particular video, recorded by a security guard at a soda factory, has given quite a few viewers nightmares. The security guard was working the night shift at the empty factory when the strange occurrences began. He was patrolling one of the factory's bathrooms when he thought he saw something unusual lurking in a dark corner. He ran from the room and grabbed a camera to hopefully capture evidence of something paranormal. Returning to the bathroom, he describes his initial harrowing experience as he moves slowly through the darkened hallways of the factory.
No mames, güey, no prende la puta luz, güey.
After turning one corner in the bathroom, he quickly retreats and begins reciting prayers to ward off unholy entities.
No mames, güey. Hay alguien, güey. A la verga.
In a slower replay, it becomes clear that he has reason to be frightened. Just around the corner is a ghostly white face peeking out from the darkness. It's hard to make out any features, but the face appears to be floating in a dark shadow, hovering several feet from the floor. Although we can't see it clearly, something about the entity's expression appears menacing. The video ends before we find out what happened after the security guard retreated for the second time. The face in the shadows has made several viewers terrified for his safety. This entity is truly the stuff of nightmares.
A la verga. No mames.
Okay, just wait for it. Watching Fox. And something just flew by these military planes. What was that?
To do is play your role. I wanna let you stretch. Ain't how I wanna shit to go that the way I planned it.
I know I'm not fucking stupid. That nigga smacked my ass and ran. Like, I'm not going back in that house because I don't know who that old ass white ghost is. Why he sit there playing in the motherfucking camera like, nigga, I got you. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that, right? So when my man get home, I'm gonna show him that shit. That ghost smacked my ass and he ran. He said, and then zoop. No, nigga, whoops, because I got your dumb ass.
Text. How about this? Can we go from the patterns of your brain when you're looking at an image to reconstructing the image? So the way this worked was they put human beings inside an fMRI machine. They had them look at images and figure out what the patterns are, like translate from image to brain patterns. And then of course they would hide the image. So this is a image of a giraffe that the computer has never seen. It's only looking at the fMRI data. And this is what the computer thinks the human is seeing. Yeah. Now, to get state of the art, here's where the combinatorial aspects, why you can start to see these are all the same demo. To do this kind of imaging, the latest paper, the one that happened even after this, which is already better, uses stable diffusion, uses the thing that you use to make art. Like, what should a thing that you use to make art have anything to do with reading your brain? But of course it goes further. So in this one, they said, can they understand the inner monologue, the things you're saying to yourself in your own mind? Mind you, by the way, when you dream, like your visual cortex runs in reverse, so your dreams are no longer safe. But we'll try this. So they had people watch a video and just narrate what was going on in the video in their mind. So there's a woman, she gets hit in the back, she falls over. This is what the computer reconstructed the person thinking. See a girl, looks just like me, get hit in the back, and then she is knocked off. So our thoughts, are starting to be decoded. Yeah, just think about what this means for authoritarian states, for instance. Or if you want to generate images that maximally activate your pleasure sensor, or anything else. Okay, but let's keep going, right? To really get the sense of the combinatorics of this. How about, Can we go from Wi-Fi radio signals, sort of like the Wi-Fi routers in your house, they're bouncing off radio signals that work sort of like sonar. Can you go from that to where human beings are, to images? So what they did is they had, a camera looking at a space with people in it. That's sort of like coming in from one eye. The other eye is the radio signals, so sonar from the Wi-Fi router. And they just learned to predict, like, this is where the human beings are. Then they took away the camera. So all the AI had was the language of radio signals bouncing around a room. And this is what they're able to reconstruct. Real-time 3D pose estimation, right? So suddenly AI has turned every Wi-Fi router into a camera that can work in the dark, specially tuned for tracking living beings.
Germany in 1997, the heart emanated a sustained light of 100,000 photons per second, whereas the background had a count of only 20 photons per second. Modern equipment can now measure the heart's field, the strongest of those originating from an organ up to 15 feet away. Dr. Valerie Hunt, in a study of structural neuromuscular energy field and emotional approaches, recorded the frequency of low millivoltage signals emanating from the body during growthing sessions. She made these recordings using electrodes of silver and silver chloride on the skin. Scientists then analyzed the wave patterns recorded with a Fourier analysis and a sonogram frequency analysis. The field did indeed consist of a number of different color bands, which correlated to the chakras. The following results taken from the February 1988 study showed color frequency correlations in hertz or cycles per second. Blue measured 250 to 275 hertz plus 1200 hertz. Green measured 250 to 475 hertz. Yellow measured 500 to 700 hertz. Orange measured 950 to 1050 hertz. Red measured 1000 to 1200 hertz. Violet measured 1000 to 2000 plus 3 to 400 and 6 to 800 hertz. White measured 1100 to 2000 hertz. The biomagnetic field is composed of information from each organ and every bodily tissue. The heart's current go all the way inside the sun.
Is this real or fake? You let me know.
You need to get out. Dude, will you knock it off, please? You gotta get out. You're gonna lock yourself in the laundry room again? You're not leaving? You're not gonna...
Is this real or fake? You let me know.
Something is watching me. If you've had the feeling, you know what I'm talking about. I'm playing only up in my office. Something keeps passing by this window. I've just propped up the phone here and I'm gonna play. If you're walking by my office, I want you to knock it off. Holy. Is that you making all that noise back there? This thing's always closing doors. You need to get out. Dude, will you knock it off, please? You gotta get out. You're gonna lock yourself in the laundry room again? You're not leaving? You're not gonna...
Dog pillow off of Temu. Oh my god. There's something wrong with this thing, bro. I swear. I don't want this pillow anymore.
Wow, rentak balik
Is this real or fake? You let me know.
Dubis! Dubis! Masuk!
Dubis. Kenapa Dubis selalu main dengan dia tu? Hah?
Kalau Papa nak tahu, Papa bukan dia.
Masuk bilik dulu. Assalamualaikum. Apa benda lagi lah. Dah tak payah nak layan. Oi, Papa!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Hey, excuse me. Nada. Are you doing dishes? I hope so.
Oh no. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. No.
Sometimes I think my dog isn't human.
Okay, first of all, it's midnight. You look scary. It's completely blackout. Can we please go inside and just go to bed? I'm terrified. Sir, you're getting very close to me. Why are you walking like that? No, Stephen, we don't need... No. Stephen, it's time for bed. No, I just want to go to sleep. Stephen, no. Why, Stephen? Why are you stalking me? Guys, you asked for more stalking videos, and here he is. Stephen, it is 1:03 a.m. Please don't do this. This is not the time, sir. Ooh. No, nothing? You're scaring me!
Is this real or fake? You let me know.
I'm over at the restaurant right now that's connected to our hotel. The door's been wide open, and they said they've seen lights going on and off in here. This is the attic area. Very, very narrow stairs, and I just smashed my head on this freaking pipe. Hello? Oh my. There's no one here. There's no one here. Nope. Okay, I'm out. Okay, just leave me alone.
承认了。哎呦我操！还是别闹啊！哎呦我操你妈！